welcome back to another episode of my Seattle Mariners franchise here on MLB The Show 25, where we are currently about right at the end of May. We are a half game up over the Rangers. That was definitely the focus of the previous video. We took 3 out of 4 from the Rangers, beat Boston 2 out of 3 in a series, but did end it with a series loss against the Twins. We've been playing really well, kind of struggling to get scouting and stuff done. We're picking a little bit later in the draft, so having a tougher time finding guys that I think are going to be impact players, so to speak. But in this episode, what I really wanted to do was focus actually on, we're going to do some custom game entries. Probably not going to play a full game. We'll see how it goes. But I want to take an opportunity to pitch with Gary Valencia, who is now up to the number 2 prospect in all of baseball. He is at Double-A. He was our second selection in this past draft. Of course, I personally think that Adrian Ramirez, with where he started as an 18-year-old, even if his ceiling is maybe not sky high from a potential standpoint, I think he is going to be a machine. I personally think he is a top 5 prospect in all of baseball. But Gary Valencia, we are kind of headcanon that because he was born in Louisiana, has the mustache. He is an LSU Tigers product. He doesn't have a ton of velocity. The rating is really solid because he's got pretty decent differentials. But for him to have a velocity grade there of a 79, he throws the hardest he throws his fastball is 92, so it might get up to 93, 94. I haven't pitched with him, but he's definitely more of a low walk, doesn't give up homers, just really solid all the way across the board. He's got really good stamina. I think he is kind of a really good fit for what we already have in the rotation. To me, he's very similar to a lot of these guys that probably not going to strike out a ton of batters. He might be a little bit better than what we have in a lot of this group, but, these guys' Ks per nines are anywhere between 68 and 56 right now. His is below 50, so maybe he grows into being a little bit more than that, but I think he's going to be more of a guy that gets guys out, weak contact, doesn't give up the long ball, doesn't walk a ton of batters. So I really want that to kind of be the focus of today's video, is getting an opportunity to play with him. Might, do a game lock, a player lock with Ramirez as well. I did turn down the custom game entry, especially for today's video. That way we can maybe get into a couple of bigger situations. But Valencia is down here at Double-A. He's going to be throwing on this Wednesday. So we'll kind of simulate through, and you see we already get an opportunity here. Bottom of the 5th, 1 out. We are down 1. Luis Rengifo at the plate. Rengifo does have a hit. Bryce Miller's been on the mound looking good. Still trying to get Rengifo going. He seems to be a player that has just had a lot of bad luck. His strikeout numbers and everything are still good. You see we're in the top 10 in the majors in runs scored, and we're first in runs allowed. So this has been a really solid team. I think we've done a nice job kind of filling the gap offensively on the margins. Rengifo, of course, was a big signing for us this offseason and got off to a really bad start. Has started picking it up as of late. 223 batting average going up against Ben Lively here, who doesn't throw overly hard. Count. 2 guys on. Let's see if we can find a way to get a hit. And instead, we pop that up with Rengifo on the first pitch, not showing any patience. Fastball out of the zone. At least try to drive it the other way, but popped it up. Now to be Julio Rodriguez. It's a 257 average. 11 homers, 10 stolen bases. Need him to get on a hot streak here again. That was a pitch to hit, foul it off. 0-1 count. In 333 his last 3 games, already 0 for 2 today. That's a pitch to hit, but he's going to bury it into the shortstop.
No, you're out.
Almost safe there at second base. End up having 2 guys there. Unable to knock in a hit. We do get another opportunity here just the next inning. Randy Arozarena now is going to have Luke Raley at third, Winker at first. We'll hop in here again. Just don't ground out into a double play. Great sweeper there. Lively still out here looking really good. The offense has definitely scored runs in bunches.
That's a ball.
Low the zone.
I got a ball,
Tough
one strike.
pitch there. With 2 strikes, I probably would have swung at that. 1-1 count. Come on, Randy. I mean, with a sinker below the zone there. 1-2, 1 out. Runner at first and third. Swinging at a fastball a mile out of the zone. I think it's a weakness of mine with this camera angle. I just like the way the rest of the camera angle looks, so we stick with it. Polanco, we signed to a 1-year deal. Not going to test that. I think that Polanco, this is probably it. He really needs to get going. An on-base percentage below 300. I mean, the slugging is still really solid. Weak contact there. Maybe a little bit behind it. So we've had 2 opportunities here to knock in runs in the 5th and the 6th. We have been unsuccessful at both of them. Now we get another opportunity in the next inning. Julio Rodriguez back at the plate. Drew Rasmussen on the mound now. Goes a little bit harder. 0-0 count, 2 guys on. Julio is 0 for. That ball is scorched, and we are going to get a run here. Only could have gotten Julio to second base. So instead, we're going to do to make up for that, we're going to steal here with Julio. Julio able to drive the run in. He's going to get a stolen base. So it ends up working out. Cal Raleigh, of course, has continued to just be sensational. One of the best players in all of baseball. Through 2 months roughly here. 283, 398, 596. His OPS is just shy of 1,000.
Ball! That pitch is out.
He's been great. Last I saw him, I believe he was first in WAR in the American League, or at least top 2. Had an incredible bounce back campaign. Not that he was bad last year, but the power was definitely dipped down a bit. Got an opportunity here to give us the lead. He is going to smoke that one to center. Should score. I believe it's Polanco at first. Nope, Rifo at first. So we knock him in. Take the lead. So a nice job there from Julio and Raleigh to get the job done. Now it's Luke Raley, 289, 8 homers. That ball is scorched, and it's going to get over the head of the second baseman. Brandon Lau tried to jump up and knock it down. Raley going to get a double there. Middle of this order really coming through here in the clutch in the 7th after missing those scoring opportunities in the 5th and 6th. Raley fumbled that baseball. Now Jesse Winker as Andrew Wantz comes out. Winker has been everything we have wanted him more. Been a little, that one ends up being fair.
Oh.
Been a little, having a little bit of a downturn here over the last couple of weeks, but really, really nice big inning there. We are going to end up getting the win. Julio adds in a 3 RBI double, so it ends up being a really strong day for Julio. Knocked in 4 runs. Really great to see that. I think I'd like to get an opportunity there to get something with Julio, maybe him running here. I think would probably be something we can work out. See what we can get. Great to be back on the game. It's been a minute since I have played at all. I've been trying to get, like at the time y'all are seeing this, I am well, I've recorded this like 3 weeks before you guys will see it. Again, I've got that honeymoon coming up and really looking forward to that. Be gone for 2 weeks. So trying to get ahead of some other series and this as well, but really was itching to play a little bit here of the Mariners. So we get through that game. We do got an opportunity here with George Kirby. We're up 2. Burleson hit a home run. Bases are loaded. We're up by 2 with 1 out. Let's see if we can get Brandon Lau out here. This is a way, I'll be honest, I got the idea from Mr. Hurricane. He knocked down his custom game entry a little bit to like the 4th or 5th inning. So you get an opportunity to pitch with some of these pitchers, kind of jumping into these games. I think is a really good idea when you see these pitchers. Kirby's been great this year. As expected, I mean, he's our best pitcher. 0-1 count. I looked up what it would be to give him a contract extension now, and it is extremely expensive as that ball is going to get down the line. 2 runners are scored, so the game is tied. He just barely, Brandon Lau did, found a way to sneak that one past Burleson at first base. So Kirby cannot pitch his way completely out of trouble there. Spencer Torkelton, now playing for the Rays, having a solid season. Got a call there, which is nice. That was a hanging slider that he got away with. Got to go sinker down and in. Get him to swing and miss. After Garver throw him out at first. He does, so we do get out of the inning. But the game is now tied as Kirby could not completely pitch around trouble there. Get another opportunity, this time with Gabe Spire. As we are back up. Polanco hit a 2-run homer, it looks like in the 7th, but we've given up a run here in the top of the 8th. There are 2 outs. Palacios here. Looking solid. Looks like he's having a pretty good season. Spire. 0-0 count. 2 runners in scoring position. That ball is going to get down, likely to score 2 runners, and it is going to Spire.
He's safe.
I mean, just a good piece of hitting there from Palacios. I don't think that was a bad pitch. Just went with the fastball. It was a worse pitch than what I thought it was. So we have hopped into a couple of opportunities here and not been able to do our job
One's the count.
on the pitching side of things.
Ball, that's out.
Missing opportunities here with offenses having a solid enough day. 2-1 count. And to get out of this inning, Caballero to chase that one. A little slider action, he pulls it. Two-two, change up. Gets him to hit that back to the pitcher. Why couldn't we have got that? With Palacios at the plate. We do get out of the inning, but again, we've given up the lead, given up a couple of runs. That's the thing, you end up getting put in some tough situations. The bottom of the 9th, no outs. Down 1. Let's see if we can lead. See if we can get a run on the board and at least extend the game. Julio at the plate. 0 for 2 today with a walk. Got a slider to mash there, but fouled it away. Jordan Romano.
Off the plate, ball 1.
Good eye there, 1-1. Romano tied for first in saves here. See Munoz just a couple of saves behind him so far this year. Oh, come on. Out away, another slider to hit there. So we've had 2 very hittable sliders. That's what he has thrown for all 3 pitches. Out away, a fairly tough fastball. Trying to look slider that way I don't get caught swinging at something way out of the zone on the right side. I almost snuck a fastball by us. And we pulled a slider. That was the best one he's thrown in this at bat. 1-2 count. That ball is scorched. Does it get down? It does. We've gotten a couple hits with Julio today, which is nice. We would love to see that. Scorched back up the middle. Romano, very slider heavy. Got a lot of speed at first. We're going to send Julio here, try to get him in scoring position. He is off.
Nope.
Comes against the slider. That's going to be another stolen base for Julio. Going to give him 12 in the early part of the season here. And it was a ball as well. So 1-0 count, runner at second. Rosarena's been great this year. Fouls away a fastball. Right at the top of the zone, just late on it. Rosarena's only hit 148 with runners in scoring position, though.
Aye.
Good slide piece.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
1-2 count, way in front of that.
Ball.
2-2.
2-2 the count.
I think I might send Julio to third. Bad decision probably, but we're going to send him. Fouled it off. I think he actually might have gotten there on that one. We're gonna say. I'll wait till a 2 out. We'll see. Rosarena fouling off a couple of tough sliders. The fastball is thrown hard enough where you got to be a little wary of it.
3-2.
3-2 or Rosarena. What a full count here. Three and 2. So that late slider action. I tried to time it up. I think I swung way too late on it, but definitely a pitch to hit there. Yeah, I was too late. Thought for a second it might be a fastball that was high by the time I kind of reacted. Burleson. It's been a while since I've gotten hard contact with Burleson. I am debating now sending Julio to third. I think we're going to send him. I trust the speed. Late jump. So we're going to foul that one away. 0-2 count here. Just needs to find some outfield grass here. 0-2. Pulled that one from way early on that. Oh, 2. Tried to hit that one the other way and still was early on it. Okay. Burleson really should be a guy that I hit really well with. Good contact, good vision most of the time.
Nope, that's inside.
Watches that one. 1-2. Did hit a home run in this game. First homer of the year, amazingly.
Ball.
Watches that one. Good eye. 2-2. I'm trying to see Julio here.
3-2.
Does throw it out, and Julio's going to steal third. So a 3-2 count here for Burleson. Now the tying run is at third. We'll bring the infield in. Fouls away a slider. 3-2 again. Well, that's a tough two-seamer. I don't know if that would have got called. Would have been close. Tough pitch to foul off, but Burleson's able to do it. Wasn't that bad.
3.
Then he strikes out on the fastball away, cannot put the ball in play. So it's going to come down here to Jesse Winker hitting .321, 885 OPS, has hit 8 homers. He's got great clutch. Big time opportunity. Swung at a pitch with no, you can't do any damage with that unless you just happen to hit it directly back up the middle. We're going to send Julio. It's going to come down to this at the plate. And he's going to get in there on the wild pitch. I don't know whether or not that would be a pass ball or not. 2 stolen bases with Julio after the single. Gets an opportunity on a wild pitch, and Julio shows off the speed, and he is going to tie this one up. It's been a fun series already. 5-5 score now. Winker with a chance to walk it off. He gets a hold of one. Fouls that one away. The high fastball is my kryptonite. 1-2. Winker. Got one to drive, and it's going to find outfield grass. So if everything would have played out, he'd have gotten the game-time RBI there regardless. What a 9th inning success here so far. Shit ended up hurting the Rays there. Hit that ball hard enough on the ground. We want a pinch run here. 33 speed, 72, 72. Put in Rayleigh. I'd rather have him as a DH later in this game anyway. 80 speed, Polanco at the plate. Hit a 2-run home earlier in this game. Swung through that one. That was a pitch to mash. Romano is out of gas here.
Ball 1.
1-1.
1 ball, 1 strike.
It's a good thing the game backed me out of that. I tried to swing at it. You send Rayleigh here. Out away. Then we're going to send Rayleigh this pitch. Because if Polanco, if he's off and running and Polanco finds a gap, he's liable to score. Instead, the stolen base probably just cost us a base hit there. Okay. Turn to simulating. See if we get another opportunity. It is going to be 1 out. Runner on second. Game tied. Matt Brash on the mound. It's the first pitch. What has Brash been looking like this year? 3.68 ERA through 22 innings. So it hasn't been quite as good as he was last year, but he's only given up 3.5 hits per 9. So maybe he's just been a little unlucky with the long ball here early on. That ball is scorched. Polanco grabs it up though. Just to throw over to first. And they get Harrison Bader here.
Ball.
Below the zone. 1-0.
Yep, that ball went out.
2-0. Go back to the
Ball
slider.
3.
It's below the zone. Come on, Brash.
Hey.
Cutter down the middle, but do get the call there. Just want to throw something, a little movement instead of the fastball. 3-1.
Ball 4.
Oh, good fastball, but he doesn't get the call. Ends up being a walk. Johnny LaDuca just hitting 231, but over 300 runners in scoring position.
Hey.
Slider inside. LaDuca does not have a homer, 5 RBIs on the season. Sub 600 OPS. Almost threw the fastball completely by him there. Yeah, 333 runners in scoring position. 0-2 count. Brash, slider gets him to chase, and they get through the top of the 10th. Able to take advantage of the opportunity there. We'll just see if the offense can do it itself. We're going to get an opportunity here. So Polanco does not move after 1 out. We'll hop back in here with J.P. Crawford. First at bat with him in the episode.
Shortstop, J.P. Crawford.
See if we can get a series win here. 0-1. That was a good sinker to hit. Can he find a gap? He's going to do that. It looks like. Is that going to get run down? It is. Hit that ball well. Made it pretty deep, though. The runner does advance to third, but it's going to come down to Victor Robles, who does have a homer in this game. Finding a way to get a base hit. Robles has been good in May. That was away, a sinker up and in. Oh, 1, 2 outs.
Ball. That's down.
Good eye. One. That ball is scorched up the middle. It gets down. And the Mariners get their walk-off victory. They're going to win the series here against the Rays, regardless of what happens in Game 3. The Mariners get the job done. Really good comeback there in the 9th. Matt Brash did an excellent job there in the top of the 10th. And the Mariners do get a victory here. Really strong day overall offensively. Did commit 3 errors, which is certainly a negative. Got multiple hits there from Robles, including the game winner. Julio did a nice job with a couple of stolen bases. Really ended up paying off. Kirby was good. Spire was not great in this one. But obviously errors also cost them a little bit there. It's the 3 runs that scored, but just 1 earned in that situation. But got 3 homers, Robles, Polanco, and Burleson. And Robles with the game-winning hit. So we do win this series here against the Rays. I think it's just a 3-game set, which is good after losing that series against Minnesota. But now we're going to hop in here. Going to head down to Double-A and go into, I'll probably do more of like a quick manage game. That way I can maybe hit with a couple of our top prospects down here as well. We'll do quick counts on. Valencia will be our starter, so we'll get a chance here to hit with Arroyo, who has been really, really good here again. And Colt Emerson is up. Has not been great so far this year, but we'll get an opportunity to hit with them and John Simon. We have not gotten a chance to hit with him. One of our top prospects, I believe was the 3rd pick we had in this past draft, provides a lot of power. Seen a little regression there against lefties. Has hit 8 homers in 37 games, walking a pretty decent little bit here. Obviously, the strikeouts are going to be a little high, but a 780 OPS for him early on. Colt Emerson is a 670 OPS. Striking out a little bit more than you would like. But he's walking, getting a couple stolen bases. Still got time. Still got plenty of time there. But yeah, Arroyo has been excellent. Let's hop in here. So we'll hit with a couple of these guys. We'll throw a couple innings with Valencia and just see what he looks like, see how he feels to pitch with, and then we'll go from there. So we will be facing Beckway, who's been outstanding here to start off. A 2.06 ERA through 52. 2-1 count here for Arroyo, so we get an opportunity to hit with him. As we're continuing to get farther along, Arroyo looks like a guy that is really going to hit a lot, to be honest with you. He has now hit both of these years, scalded that one, he's out. I mean, the vision and discipline are in pretty decent spots, which certainly helps and gives you a little bit of the just a good feeling that he's going to be successful as Shinton, who we had success with, able to get a single. We'll take a look at John Simon for the first time. Big power guy here. I think he's a guy with 30 or 40 homer potential as he swings through a pitch there. Shinton's going to be able to get to first there on the pass ball. But Simon's probably going to be a low average, decent on base guy. But a lot of pop, a lot of strikeouts. And there's a strikeout there. Pretty much a 3 true outcome guy. But now we're going to get an opportunity to look at Gary Valencia. Got a fun little glove there. He's been excellent. The number 2 prospect in all of baseball, a 2.79 ERA. Low strikeouts, but a low walk rate. Doesn't allow many base runners. Let's see how he feels. I'm going to start things off with a 1-1 count. So he can get the fastball up to 95. That one's at 93. Palm ball and splitter kind of with the same movement. It's interesting is that ball he left up. Simon's going to run it down in the outfield. I think Simon will be decent defensively. Got good speed, which will certainly help play out there. These minor leaguers, they just never hit. 5-pitch mix, though, for Valencia. A lot of downward movement with his stuff. If that fastball does tick up a little bit, that'll help. If he was more consistently throwing at 94, 95, that ball is scorched. Ramirez looking good there at third base. Takes that one in. Okay, so really good play there defensively. 2 fairly hard hit balls. Now it's a 3-2 count here for Valencia. See how he spots the fastball. Gets it low. Arroyo really good. Defender already at short. Could play that position now at the major leagues. Gets that easily over. But there are definitely guys in this organization that I think can be major leaguers. Just a matter of how quickly they can develop and get there. Cole Emerson is the guy that I was most excited about as far as the prospects coming in. Let him develop in single A last year and up in double A for now about a season. Scorches that one with 2 outs. Probably not going to have the pop to get it out. Does get it. To the warning track. Hit that ball hard.
Leading off for the Nationals, the third baseman.
Back to the bottom of the second. See Valencia on the mound. Yeah. Emerson, Arroyo, Cole Young, who I really think has got a very, very good shot to make the Major League roster next year. I brought up Polanco when he was at the plate early in the year. Right now, he doesn't seem like a guy that I would really want to extend because he's not simming well. I still feel like I'll hit well with him. But he's not simming overly well. I mean, a sub 300 on base guy that doesn't provide great defense. He needs to really pick up, he's got to provide value with pop at the plate. Find a way to get to 20, 25 homers as Valencia gets a strikeout there before you really feel great about trying to bring Polanco back. But I do think Cole Young is doing really well at the AAA level. I think he's ready to play something for us. Rengifo can play third. Cole can play second base if nothing else. He might be playing shortstop. Maybe move Crawford around if we bring him back. I believe this is the last year of his deal. Good spot on the fastball. Really good jump out there. Looks like our AA team has got some good defenders, at least getting good reactions.
Leading off for Arkansas, the center.
Victor Labrada at the plate. We'll swing around here with him. He strikes out. We'll take another look here at Arroyo, who had a perfect line out in his last at bat.
Oh, yeah.
Swung over the
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Changeup there. But really like what I'm seeing from Arroyo as far as the sim. For whatever reason, seems to figure it out. I strike out on 2 pitches I shouldn't have swung at either one of. Ben Ramirez. Let's get through his at bat. All right, back up here with Gary Valencia. 1-2 count. So far, it's been good with Valencia. It's another strikeout there. 3-2 count. We haven't thrown the slider yet. We'll try it up here. Gets another strikeout. Getting Kyle Nevin to chase below the zone. Another strikeout for Valencia. Now behind here against Justin Johnson, 2-1 count. See if we can fight back. Gets him to chase the fastball below the zone. That's the only thing that kind of worries me is the velocity. He's got really good potential. Got a great chance at being a featured player in this franchise as we're kind of getting towards the end. I'm sure for some of these, Simon does not get a good reaction out there. Not that he would have gotten there anyway. But just the Logan Gilberts, the George Kirbys of the world, the odds of us being able to keep everybody, I think, are really low. So a guy like Valencia could prove huge as he's going to give up back-to-back hits here with 2 outs. Labrada showing off a good arm there. Just wanted to test it out and see. Diego Hernandez. I think I look for Valencia to get up maybe in year 4. Maybe start being a rotation fixture there. We do have Emerson Hancock. Obviously, we have Brian Wu for several more years. That ball scores up the middle. Emerson makes a nice play, gets it over to Arroyo. But yeah, I think Valencia has a really good shot at being a rotational piece. If not next year, I would say the year after. I would think would put him, we'll hit with Austin shit in here. I would think would put him somewhere in the mid-70s range. Hitting swings over a pitch.
1-2.
Swinging at everything right now. 1-2.
Ball out.
2-2. Chinton, of course, had some big homers for us. Just not a lot of upside for him. Watch this excellent slider there from Beck Way. See John Simon at the plate. Not have a hit yet in the series. Struck out in his first at bat. 1-1 count. Fouls it away. Simon, I view as our best outfield prospect at this point. Montez has not been great now. Has struck out again with Simon.
Now batting.
Let's see. Get Valencia back up here. Bottom 4. He's been really good so far. Gave up a couple of hits in the last inning. 1-1 count here. Most part, he feels really good. Feel pretty comfortable that he's going to put the
Ball outside.
pitch relatively in the spot that I'm aiming for. Hasn't really missed a ton, which is good. Try to get a backdoor slider here.
Count is full.
3-2 count. It's like right now, if you really want to throw a fastball, the odds of him throwing it by somebody are pretty low. Doing a nice job getting the ball on the ground, though. Royals look really good at shortstop. Pretty much had the blue reaction every time, which is great.
1-2.
1-2 count. If Valencia can get another chase on the slider here. Nice shot from Groshans at fouling that one away. We'll try to power a fastball here just to see. Doesn't get it completely past him, but does get it up to 94. We'll get the pop-up. Packard brings it in.
Now batting.
Spencer Nibbins.
Spencer Nibbins.
1-1 count. We'll try a splitter. Got a good position there. Emerson with a really nice jump. Little Derek Jeter throw over to first base. Emerson, I think, is going to be another. I think one thing, as I'm kind of getting to my point here, that I maybe have not talked about enough because the Mariners came in with such a bad offense as I hopped in here, as the defense is really not great throughout the infield. In particular, it's not great in the outfield either by no stretch of the imagination. Like Arroyo right now could pretty much come up and he is a plus defender. It's just the bat that you're waiting to see whether or not it's going to fully develop. He's doing a really nice job in the minors at hitting, but really good defense already across with good speed to help give him extra range. Emerson is already, I would say, a league average defender with really good arms and accuracy and reactions with being a solid speed guy. His bat's in probably a little bit better overall spot because of where the vision and discipline is in comparison to Arroyo. Even a guy like Simon would not be a good defender. He's pretty much a DH guy, but he could maybe play enough out there with the speed, but certainly more of a bat. But Cole Young already looks like he'll be a pretty solid defender with a pitching staff that's already really good at producing ground balls and stuff. I think having some of these guys up playing defense would certainly help in the long run, depending on how many of these pitchers we get to keep. Emerson hits that one decently hard, even though I was behind it. Faces that, okay. Valencia at 68 pitches. Arroyo, I mean, like Crawford is not bad defensively, Rengifo is not great defensively, and Polanco is not great defensively. You would, having a Crawford, Arroyo, Emerson, Cole Young, any combination of that playing second, short, and third. If a ball is hit where these guys can get to it, they're going to make the play. And they're going to they're going to save runs throughout the course of the year more than what we're currently getting out of our infield. I think that's a big reason why maybe I'm not pressing as much on wondering about bringing Polanco back. I really think that Cole Young is ready right now to play good defense, and I think he's going to hit. If the OPS is similar to Polanco, what are you really losing if it comes with a little less power, but he gets on base more, hits for a higher average? That ball is scalded. Emerson gets to it. I don't think he's going to be able to make that play at first, though. But Valencia's giving up some hard contact here in this inning. See if he can pitch his way out of trouble here, though. I mean, that's a really good slider. Just hit it hard. 93 on the fastball in a great spot there. 1-2 count. Chase the slider. We do. Way out of the zone. Justin Johnson couldn't help himself, though. One. Now 2-1. 2 outs, trying to get out of this inning. And Labrada is going to, oh, he dives, but is not able to bring it in. Oh, they're going to send the runner. Packard turns, gets him out. So we do give up a run with Valencia there. Labrada almost with an insane catch out in center field. So we'll actually hit with him because of that. Hit 292. Tell me a little bit about Labrada. Labrada's solid across the board defensively. 26-year-old is 63 overall. Obviously, don't know what his potential is. Probably not a major leaguer. I think so far he's had really good reactions out at center field and is having success hitting down here at Double-A. Scorches that baseball. Pull it foul. Get that one over 400 feet probably. 1-2 count. It's that one a long way too, foul. That ball up the middle, Labrada. He got good speed. Okay.
He beat it.
Labrada might be somebody to keep an eye on. Not a very high overall guy, so he may be somebody that if we were a worse team, maybe we'll get an opportunity with that defense and speed.
Hey!
All right. I'm swinging at everything.
1-2.
0 for 2. Batting average now sub 300.
Ball.
2-2 count. Royal with 7 stolen bases as well.
Hey!
Circle change. Just nasty right below the zone. So Beckway is going to get taken out.
Number 7.
Ben Ramirez. Tell me a little bit about Ben Ramirez. Had a really nice play at third earlier in this game. 61 overall, 27. Okay, so not really much there. Just wanted to swing the bat here a little bit. Probably take Valencia out after this one. Now we'll have Shinton at the plate, trying to get it where Valencia at least is not. Get his third loss of the season. We're going to send Labrada at first base. Oh, it's scorched. Labrada's going to get the third on the base hit with Shinton. Good piece of hitting. Really was a nice fastball. Low and away. Now can John Simon, can we get a hit with him? One of our top prospects. Big time power hitter.
Hit it right.
Why did I swing with that?
1-2.
I'm not making Simon look good.
2-2.
Paid off that at least. Not believe I swung at that fastball.
Hey!
Strikes out on the splitter, down and away. Valencia's at 89. Yeah, we'll take him out in his day. Thought he looked good. Thought he felt good to pitch with as well. Don't have a whole lot down here. And we'll just, we'll simulate the rest of the game. Can I do that? Simulate the exit. Skip it all up. End up getting beat 7-0 there as the bullpen has a very, very bad day. Nothing really offensively, but still feel really good about where our hitters are down here at Double-A. Would like to see some, obviously, so a little bit more development. But Valencia felt good. 5 innings, 5 hits allowed, 4 strikeouts, no walks. Definitely gave up some hard contact along the way. And we end up getting a sweep here over Tampa Bay at the major league level. Home run from Crawford, 2 RBIs from Raleigh and Burleson. Logan Gilbert and Trent Thornton really good on the mound. Drew 5 walks, so a really solid day there. Rengifo doesn't get a hit, but 2 more walks for him. What is his on base percentage up to? 299, so still sub 300, but he's crawling his way up. A 405 on base percentage over his last 10, despite just a 219 batting average. So not really expecting a lot of slugging from him. He's been around that 420-ish to 430 mark over the last 3 seasons. 3 homers, got 8 doubles so far. He's just not hitting very much at all. The ISO is not terribly different from what it has been, but has not been great still. We get an opportunity here against Skeens. We do not. Okay. simulate here, see if anything pops up. Get a 5-1 victory here over Pittsburgh. Won 4 games in a row here at the major league level. Raleigh and Winker each with multiple hits. Julio with an RBI. Luke Raley gets a hit, 3 runs knocked in there. Julio does strike out 3 times. Rengifo with 2 strikeouts, did get a walk there. Winker with a stolen base. Castilla good on the mound. Okay. Get another victory there. We've won 5 games in a row, 5-3 in this win. Julio, Raley, each with homers. Randy Arozarena hits 2 homers. That provides all of our runs, it looks like. 2 hits from Winker. Okay, so looking pretty good offensively. I mean, not a ton of hits, obviously just 8, but when you hit 4 home runs, you can live with that. Brian Wu, really solid on the mound again. He just continues to pitch really well. Bullpen was good there, knocking all those runs in off of Mitch Keller. Take a look at our scouting. Ray Manzanillo dropping down a little bit. Looks like he'll have good power against lefties. The potential overall mix is not really making you super excited. Could be a solid defender, though. I'm having a really hard time finding guys. It doesn't seem like it's a very good class. I think we got really lucky with, finding John Simon last year, finding Adrian Ramirez, but I've not found a lot of hitters that I'm super excited about, at least that I think will be available for us. There might be some at the top of the class. Terrence Henderson looks like he'd be really solid as a potential closer of the future. 18-year-old, good chance at having pretty solid potential with good velocity. I really like that mix, fastball, slider, curve, splitter. So definitely interested in him. Seems to be kind of what my gut feeling is about this class. Is I think we're going to have to go maybe a little bit more aggressively trying to fill in some of those bullpen spots. I think that there's going to be starting pitchers as usual to take here. See if there's maybe somebody on the offensive side that I may be missing that might fall to 22. Eric Heim, young guy, but that power, vision, discipline combination could be really bad to start off with. Taylor Hunter looks like he'd be solid across the board, but he could be another low overall shortstop. Bryant Garner looks like he'd be good at the plate. Even to start off with, you feel pretty solid. I just don't know if he would last to us. Andres Arellano. He's moved up a little bit. Looks like he'd be a solid defender. Accuracy is not great with the arm, but looks like he could be a solid hitter. Maybe doesn't provide much pop, but doesn't strike out. He could be a guy that develops into a really safe floor player because of that contact vision combo with the discipline probably being pretty solid. 21. Let's scout him just for a little bit here. We'll change out Ferguson. Maybe take a look at more Forrest Stevenson. Doesn't look like he maybe will throw very hard. I just want to take a look at some of these top-end closer guys just to see if there's maybe somebody that stands out. Because I feel pretty good about where the starting pitchers is. Like Eddie Matos right now kind of seems like a very safe. He's our number 1 overall prospect in this class. Got a really good opportunity to have excellent potential with a good shot at having a pretty solid starting point overall wise. It's just a lot of youngsters here at the top, 18, 19-year-old guys that you're going to be waiting a while that all do have a low overall floor to start off with. It's just kind of a little bit of a different class. Carmen Mateo here, 18 years old. Maybe doesn't have sky-high potential, but solid baseline overall. On the low end would be a 62. You feel good about him maybe developing fairly quickly. Could probably help you at 21 years old or so, but maybe not as maybe just not a high-ranking player. But a lot of young starting pitchers I feel like would be in a pretty good spot. So East is what we're currently on. Those guys are only 50%. It's like at this point, do you really even worry about bats, or you just go all in on pitchers and just go with that for the class? There's not a whole lot of guys that you feel great about in this class, to be honest with you. Why don't we do this instead of focusing on just a single pitcher here? Their relief pitchers are more closers in the East that would maybe be worth taking a look at. I think Henderson is a guy that I'm going to go after with that second pick to help us get a closer with good velocity. So why don't we focus instead on starting pitchers somewhere we haven't looked at. So the East we're kind of getting done. The Central we're pretty close to done. Is there really anything in the West? A couple of guys. The West just doesn't look great. Maybe we'll do that. We'll just change, I guess, a scouting assignment. He's good with pitchers, so we'll do starting pitchers in the West. We'll just kind of clear that out. We'll probably just find a couple of hitters to try to use with the middle prospect guy. This will be essentially a single scouting event here for Arellano. We'll work on, over the last little bit, kind of finishing up the starting pitchers. Maybe take a chance on a couple of relief pitchers during the course of the draft. But not really in love with this draft class here. And we do end up sweeping the Pirates. Does Winker extend his hitting streak there out of curiosity? He does not. Does draw 3 walks, though, so he scores 2 runs, goes 0 for 2. Julio with a home run. Another 3 strikeout game for him. We are now in May, and we are 1.5 up here over the Rangers. Okay, just seeing if there's any notes. Harry Ford, great month of May. I'm kind of expecting him to be on the Major League roster next year. Gary Valencia, excellent in May. So Julio is technically on fire here. 289, 341, 920 OPS here over his last 10 games. The homers with 2 RBIs in each of his last 2 games certainly helps. Strikeout numbers are definitely high. 42 Ks against just 16 walks this year. Strikeout rate is actually better than it ever has been. Just kind of going through a rough couple of games here, I guess, then. Walk rate is below what it was last year. Still has been solid. OPS is better than what it ended up being last year. 13 homers, 13 stolen bases. How is Raleigh is cold for the first time this year. Just 189, 0 homers over his last 10. Still in a really good spot for the course of the year. Harry Ford mashing down here in AAA. Developing well. Ramirez, 266, 815 OPS though. Okay. Emerson, starting to see some regression. That is worrying me. If he doesn't get going at AA, I might send him back down to single A. That way we can at least get some positive movement there. Shortstop, Cole Young, 258, 797 OPS, 6 homers, 6 stolen bases. Yeah, the defense is in a pretty good spot. The contact's in a good spot. Vision's okay. Still working on getting that discipline up. At 22, he seems like a guy that I think is going to make a move at 23 to play at the major league level. Crawford is the last year on his contract. He's putting together another good season. The slugging has been down a little bit this year, which is hurting the OPS number. Depends on what the contract value is, but I think we're getting really close to Cole Young. Rosarena has been good. Winker definitely gotten it back going after a bad start to May of an 803 OPS over his last 10. Not a lot of power coming along with that. The average on-base percentage, he's been exactly what we've asked for. Robles, scorching right now. Playing well. Not stealing a whole lot for whatever reason. Just not being aggressive when he does get on base because he is putting up a really good overall OPS. Starting pitchers. Bryce Miller, since we gave him that big contract extension, 1.55 ERA at this point. Hancock has looked good down at AAA. Definitely going to get his chance. Valencia has been great. Let's see. Diaz, we'll kind of see some growth. 22 years old. It's going to take him a minute to get to the majors, though. We'll take a look at the standings. We're leading the West by 1.5. Royals are leading the Central by 4. Red Sox leading the East. The wild card teams right now will be Rangers, Twins, and Yankees, so no real surprise there. Orioles and Rays kind of fighting behind that. Phillies are up in the East here again. The Braves right behind them. Cubs dominating that division here early over 8 games above the Reds, 8.5 over the Pirates. Dodgers are running away with the West, already 10 games up over a pretty solid Padres team. Braves, Padres, Diamondbacks, Giants right now in the National League wild card. And instead of doing the big stats for the league leaders, hold on a second. Taking a look here, All-Star voting, Bryce Miller leading the way by a country mile here early on, which is awesome. Gave him the big extension at 27 years old. Great that he is kind of immediately, showing dividends of that. DeGrom, I went back and kind of edited his ratings where he's not dropping off quite as much. He's putting up a great campaign. Garrett Crochet, he's a free agent at the end of this year. He would obviously be an exciting piece. Gilbert up here towards the top. Kirby Woo, okay. Munoz right now is second for the closer. Raleigh just barely kind of beating out Connor Wong here. Kind of surprisingly. Looks like he might end up getting an all-star bid, but needs a good month of June. Nobody there at first. Nobody near the top there. J.P. Crawford a little bit lower. Left field Winker may end up getting it. Him and Marcelo Ozuna, essentially just two DHs, come over to the American League and putting up great performances. And a little bit different variety. I mean, Marcelo is still getting on base and hitting a lot, but he's doing it with power. Winker getting a lot of hits, getting a lot of on base. He's actually moved up to B potential, which is outstanding. That's awesome. Julio easily leading the way here at center field, so feel pretty good about him making the All-Star team again, barring a catastrophic June, really and truly. Luis Robert putting up a good season. If I was just thinking kind of openly, let's see, we're at the 57-minute mark. I want to sim through probably another week, at least get through this Yankees series. Maybe hop into something here against the Phillies. But, yeah, as we're kind of briefly looking at it, I'm not overly worried about trying to make any crazy move. If I would, it could potentially be for somebody here as a starter on the infield. As Polanco, I mean, that's a pretty big drop in his on base percentage. The average is right in line. He's very similar to what he was last year, just getting on base even at a lower clip, which is not great. Feel pretty good about where this outfield is because Burleson could always play a little bit of the outfield, but Robles is playing well. Rayleigh, you can't really take him out of the lineup, but obviously he could play the outfield if really needed to. Julio has been really good. Winker has been great. Obviously, as a DH, you don't want him playing the outfield really at all. But, yeah, so feel good about that. Would maybe make a move when it comes to maybe a spot on the infield, somebody to play second base or third. But the bullpen has largely been really good. Snyder has not been great. He's only thrown 7 innings. But the bullpen overall has been great. So kind of hard to complain about anything. Let's simulate through here. Get a 15-2 win there over the Yankees. We do end up winning the series. Wow. Big homer day. Crawford, Arozarena, Polanco, and Burleson all go deep. 16 hits, 15 runs, 5 walks. Arozarena with 4 hits. Got 3 from Burleson, 3 from Crawford, 2 from Winker. You only get 2 from Raleigh and Julio. But pounding 15 runs there. Kirby, great again there on the mound. Offense came back to earth the next day. Rengifo does get a home run in this one. Burleson and Winker with 2 hits, just not a whole lot else around that. Gilbert was not great. Actually was not that terrible either. It's almost like he got hurt and got taken out. Only gave up the 1 run, 3 2/3. Struggled as Aaron Judge and Austin Wells each go deep. Max Fried with a great outing. Then we rebound. Arozarena and Polanco each get homers here in Game 3. Multiple hits from Julio, Raleigh, Rengifo, and Polanco. So definitely seeing some positives coming along. 0 for 2 on stolen base attempts there. Castillo does give up 3 runs and 6 1/3. 8 strikeouts, no walks. Just kind of got hit around a little bit. But overall, really good start. Let's simulate here. Bottom of the ninth. We've got no outs, 2 runners on. Munoz. Let's see what we can do here. Right at an hour on the recording. So, yeah. I do not mind doing the longer episodes at all for MLB The Show. I mean, I love this game. Having a great time with it. I think going with the Mariners ended up being a really, really good call. I'm having a blast playing with them. And I do really like these Phillies uniforms. I know they kind of can be hit or miss for people in City Connect. So Trey Turner at the plate. 0-0, 2 guys on. Munoz gets a strike there. Big moment with a great hitter at the plate. Good slider, so it's 0-2. Back-to-back sliders there. Try to go fastball down and in. Low below the zone. Good eye there. Watch that one. Try a sinker down and away. Get the strikeout. So a big strikeout there from Munoz. Seattle looking to get this series off to another victory. We've been very good in this episode. Now it's Brandon Marsh at the plate. Kind of skip through there. I wanted to see what he was doing. Marsh 246, 6 homers. He's been okay. Sure has good clutch.
1-0.
Sinking way out of the zone there. Yep, good clutch, good power. The vision is really low, though. Got him to chase a slider. Not a great pitch there from Munoz, but it works out. That ball is scorched. Can Julio get to it? He is going to get to it. What a play from Julio in the outfield. What a great throw there coming into the infield. But what a grab out there. Wow, I need to see a replay of that. Man, you can't. It's just an elite defender. You know, I certainly hope he continues to develop as a hitter, getting close to kind of being what he is. Guy with 30-30 potential. But what he does out here in the outfield is just stuff you can't teach. I mean, look at that catch. That's just insanity. What a grab. Huge play. Now you're 1 out away from getting this victory. Marsh pummeled a fastball in a bad spot there. Castellanos watches a slider. Munoz. Fastball away.
1-1.
You know the pitcher's getting tired.
Ball 2.
Can't get him to chase there.
Yeah.
Fastball dead down the middle, and Castellanos not taking the bat off of his shoulder yet. 2-2, 2 outs, 2 on. Let's get to that. He is not going to be able to as Castellanos fouls it away. Sinker for a different look. He fouls it away as well. He's going to pop it up. Assuming Rengifo brings this one in. Munoz gets out of the bad situation there without any run scoring. A great play out in center field by Julio Rodriguez. Definitely saves a run from scoring there. And they end up stranding 2 runners on. An excellent performance there. Brian Wu is sensational. I got to give him an extension. I don't care what the stats are doing because he just continues to pitch extremely well. So that's something I'm going to keep in mind once we get to where we can extend contracts again. He has been great. He's awesome again. Not a whole lot of offense going on here. Crawford and Burleson each knocking in runs. 2 hits from Burleson, who is really hitting well. I just wish I could find more at-bats for him. I just like the speed combo that we get from Robles. He's a better defender than Burleson. Yeah, great pitching performance there overall. Great job there from Munoz. Gets his 18th save, pitches around trouble. Luzardo had a really good start for the Phillies, but just great pitching ends up being the difference there in that one. Jorge Polanco, we'll go ahead. End up coming back and beating the Phillies 5-4. We have won another series here. Raleigh and Polanco. Polanco must have hit a home run there in the 9th inning. That is insane. Spire and Munoz. I mean, a great start there from Miller. 0 earned runs, get a couple of errors, which is not what you like to see. 0 earned runs scored in that game. Bryce Miller goes 6. He might be the Cy Young leader at this point. I mean, he has been outstanding. Unfortunately, did not get the win there. Julio gets a double. Winker with 3 hits. He's really getting it going here again. Let's see. Rengifo 1 for 3 with a walk. Okay. Take a look at the scouting. Okay, so Arellano doesn't look like he's going to be a super exciting guy, which may be the only reason why I would not go for him if he was available at our pick. But, I mean, he's very likely to be really solid. Would give us another outfield prospect that's probably a very safe one with that contact and vision discipline combination. With the speed, decent defender. Like, probably not going to provide a lot of power, but I don't hate that at all. I just think we're going to end up going pitching. We'll finish up his scouting. We're going to leave everything there as is. See if we can get a sweep. We have been so good in this episode. So we started off with a three-game sweep there over the Rays, a 3-game sweep over the Pirates, win the series against the Yankees. Now we're winning a series against the Phillies. We do lose this one 6-0. So the offense kind of flatlined there. Kirby was good. Santos was not. Santos is kind of a problem in this bullpen. Yeah, just nobody really doing much of anything there. And let's try to get through. I think I maybe would like to play the Tigers. That'd be fun. So let's get through maybe this Royals series here. Getting an 11-2 victory over them there. Luke Raley, bruised arm. I'll keep him active. Auto for that. So we win 2 out of 3 here against the Royals. Crawford gets a home run in game 1, 14 hits. Robles with 3. A lot of guys here with 2, and none of them being Julio and Raleigh, which is always weird. Rengifo with 2 hits is nice to see. Crawford, good day there at the top. A lot of hits, a lot of great pitching yet again. We lose game 2, 6-3. Arozarena gets a home run. Castilla, solid. Got another error from Luke Raley, who is kind of struggling for whatever reason there with his defense. Julio does get a hit. Got 2 from Arozarena. Kind of a quiet day there from the offense. We do respond with a 9-4 victory. Got a couple of 3 hits from Crawford. A couple of hits from Julio and Burleson. Get home runs from Arozarena and Rengifo. Arozarena knocks in 3. Burleson knocks in 4. So a really strong day from him. Wu, one of his worst starts of the season, and it was still pretty solid. And then let's get through Minnesota. Shutout going. We'll let that one ride. 2-0 victory. So a great start from Bryce Miller. Throws a complete game. A 1.29 ERA. Get a 2-run homer, it looks like, from Robles. I mean, he's got to be the Cy Young leader. He just has to be. He is second behind Jacob deGrom. Okay, I guess I can see that because of the strikeout numbers. But Miller is 9-1, 1.29 ERA, 72 strikeouts in 90 innings. He is arguably the best pitcher in all of baseball. Where is he at as far as pitching WAR? He is first by a half a win right now. Second only to Aaron Nola in all of baseball. Nola, a little bit better strikeout pitcher and has thrown more innings than Miller thus far. Man, do lose that one. 5-1. Winker hits a home run. Kirby was good on the mound. Thornton was not great there. Rogers gives up some runs. We just didn't have a good day there offensively. Let's see. So we have Raley back at first base. So that's exactly how I want it against righties. And against lefties, everything is the same. I still think I want to play Burleson at first against lefties. He's playing really well. Raley's still hitting. I mean, so far that's been a really good combo. Let Raley play first against righties. He's having a strong campaign. Raley playing first against lefties, taking some, spot starts here and there. It's hitting really well. I think we found a really nice kind of way to utilize both of them. So Arellano, again, just looks like he's going to be really good from jump, but probably going to be a high C potential. Seems to be very well in his range of possibilities. Let's see, starting pitchers in the East. So getting close to kind of completing all of these. Still working on the West now. Got 3 weeks left to go, so we'll kind of finish up the East, and we'll utilize both of them getting the guys in the West. Arellano, no reason to continue scouting him. Let's take a look at, let's see. Any shortstop. Omar Lopez looks like an outstanding defender with maybe some potential to be a good bat. 21 years old, probably not going to be a great potential player, but that glove is elite. Column ended up being... Let's take a look at Omar Lopez just to see if maybe if that bat has any like safer upside at all in the future. With that glove, I think we can maybe have some interest there. But that is going to do it here. Or actually, let's sim through this one. Andres Munoz, shoulder separation during the game. Out for 1 to 2 months. Put him on the 15-day. Gabe Spire also out, but he's okay. So we get a 3-2 victory there. Raylia, Rosarena, Polanco, each with solo homers. 10 hits and a walk. Just could not kind of get that offense together, but it ends up working out. But Munoz gets the save in a game he gets hurt. Snyder's out hurt for just a couple of days. But now we are in a spot where Brash is probably going to go to the closer role. I think we'll probably just bring up, is he part of the 40-man? Roki is not on the 40-man. Salcedo has been solid. We'll move him back up here to the majors for the pitching rotation. Going to move Brash there. Move Rogers into a setup spot there. Snyder, yeah, I like that. So we'll have Brash as our closer for right now, which is certainly not there are certainly worse options there. Look at this rotation. Just disgusting. So unfortunately, we are ending the episode with Spires out for a couple of days. Obviously, we've been very, very good at staying healthy. But Andres Munoz going to be out here for probably 5 to 6 weeks or so, maybe 6 to 8. He has been outstanding. Probably going to end up missing the All-Star break now. But had a really good episode. Otherwise, won every series. So that's a major positive. We've gotten to the midway point in June. We took a look at some of our minor league guys. Got into some game action there as well. Really showed a lot of flashes in this episode offensively. We're now 6.5 games up in the West. So trying to become the new Astros in this division, at least so far, is going well here through about a year and a half. We came into this episode a half game and a half up in the division. Rangers are struggling while we're on a bit of a hot streak. Good to see the offense continue to really push things forward. So excited about that. If you enjoy the content, like and subscribe. Check out my Atlanta Hawks franchise in NBA 2K25, my Tulane Green Wave Dynasty on College Football 25. And just glad to be playing some more MLB The Show. Until next time, thank you so much for tuning in. Peace.